versus e4, so he always plays e4. You play c5, knight f3. You have two moves here, or three moves in the Sicilian. You can play knight c6. You can play d6 or e6. For me, I play d6. He plays d4, control the center and open for his bishops and to castle fast. You take the pawn, and he takes. You play a6 to prevent his bishop to go here or his knight to go here. Or also if he plays knight c3 to go to b5, but I think you play knight f6 before a6, and after he plays knight c3, you play a6 to prevent the three pieces. Now he have maybe three moves. For example, he can play bishop e3 or bishop c4, bishop e2 or f3. He also can castle long. I think in the best on this position to castle long, so he plays, for example, bishop e3. You play like there's also another move, bishop g5. But if he plays bishop g5, you play e6. Here you play e5. You want to castle fast, attacking his knight. He can go knight f5, knight f3, or knight c3. Knight c3 and knight f3 are best, I think. So, for example, knight f3. But if he will castle long, he go knight c3. Then you play. You have two moves: bishop e6 or bishop e7 to castle fast. Now he plays f3 before queen d2. If you play queen d2, you can play knight g4 and take his bishop. So you have to play f3. You castle. He plays queen here. Here bishop here. Castle long. You can play your knight to d7 or to play b5. By the way, this is one variation of the Sicilian Nashdorf, and he pushed his pawn also to attack your knight. You can attack this knight. As you can see that black is in a good position here. It is really strong opening versus e4. If you want to see the other variation, I think the opening is done here. Like there's a lot of variations. Like for example, let me start from here. You play Sicilian. You play this. He have another variation to play his bishop to b5. You can put your bishop here or your knight. I like to put the bishop or his bishop. After he takes, he castles first, or he plays d4. You try to open for your bishop from here and play knight f6. You play. I don't know with white, but the best move is white, but because I don't play this opening with white, but with black I do this shape. Maybe knight c3. I don't think knight c3, f c3, maybe c3. Here it's saying white is better, a little bit. I think maybe g6 wasn't right. I don't play versus this opening a lot. Versus bishop g5. Okay, let's see the other variation. You can play e6, play d4. You play knight c6 or knight f6. He also want to castle. You have to defend this pawn. You play. You have bishop b4 is a strong move, I think. As you can see that black is strong here. You can even leave this knight as white here and play bishop d3. You castle before playing d5. You can play also d5 before castling. So I think that black is good here with this opening. There's another variation. Let me see. Notice so when you play knight f6, knight c3, there's a lot of variations really, because sometimes they play f4 and try to be aggressive. Some openings they play bishop g5 these days. You play e6, play f4, yeah, bishop, not here. I think they play queen f3, okay. You castle. You can castle long. Like here, it's somehow equal. Like that's another variation. If he plays a bishop to g5. If he plays bishop c4, you can still play this move. Some players play knight f5. You have to take this knight because it is a strong knight. You want to castle fast. Like somehow equal. Play his bishop here. You can play your knight to c6. Not knight c6. Maybe knight d7 is better. Somehow it is equal. You have to defend this position. If you want to prevent knight f5, you can play simply e6. I think e5 you play it in some positions, not always. So here you play e6. Yeah, I think e6 is better in this variation. E5 in some variations. Like e6 here, for example, to prevent knight f5. I hope I summarized the Sicilian, because I think there's even more variation in Sicilian defense and more plays. But at least I told you guys how about some moves you can play versus e4. Not everyone will play the best uh, with white like that. Like this is performance, for example, over 2000. So if you are lower than 1000 or lower than 1500, they will not play like this. So you will win with black. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to support me, you can like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.